Hi, I recently got scanned this 8mm movie film onto digital files. This is about 40 years old. It's actually a little bit older than 40 years. It was shot in 1969 and 1970. And it's of a colliery in Manchester, Britain, called Astley Green Colliery. And this colliery was about 8 or 10 miles outside of central Manchester. Several times a day they'd take a massive coal train out of the colliery and run it over to Kearsley Power Station. And this was a pretty dramatic event. They'd have a locomotive at either end of the train, one pushing and one pulling, and the gradients were as steep as 1 in 40, 1 in 50. All of this is gone now, of course. In 1970 the colliery closed. By the mid-70s the railway was gone, had been ripped up, sold for scrap. I'm excited about these films, and I just wanted to show you a clip which will be part of a bigger film some stage later on. With this train, the crews were testing what the maximum load was for 2 engines. So for safety's sake, they had a 3rd engine following up behind in case the train stalled. For a bit of fun, I'm going to show you where I shot that piece. It's you can see here, this is on Google Map. Here's Manchester, and Boothstown is here, which is about 8 or 10 miles outside of Manchester. Let's zoom in on Boothstown. Well, first of all, it was the colliery was situated here at Astley Green, and the railway track ran along and to the canal basin that was here. And from the canal basin, it turned up north underneath Leigh Road and on past what was then Mosley Common Colliery, onto Linnashaw Moss, and from Linnashaw Moss to Kearsley Power Station. So it was on this curve here that you saw the train coming round underneath Leigh Road here, which is where what the bridge is. The gradient got quite steep. It was about 1 in 40 in this section here. Now this area you can see is now completely covered in houses. It's all been built up. The position I was filming on was just at the end of this cul-de-sac here, and I'll put in a street view there, and you can see that's the view today from almost the very position I was in when I shot that film. It's changed quite a bit. The cutting's been filled in. If I go back if I go back to Leigh Road, to where that railway bridge used to be, that was just here, and on the street view, this is what it looks like. That's what it looks like here. Now that is where the railway bridge used to be. It's now a footpath filled in the cutting, and looking the other way here, they put a nice little gate in here, and then a little bit of open space again where the cutting was. I was down here in the cutting, just beyond the bridge, somewhere in this area here. So that's it. Changed quite a bit in those 40 years.